2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 1. First 15 questions explained. In a modern office, the soft glow from fluorescent lights illuminates the desks where employees are busy working. The sound of typing, occasional chatter, and the general hum of office life fill the air. In the corner of the office, Anne sits next to Mark at a small desk. Mark is preparing for his U.S. naturalization test and feels a bit nervous. Anne, always supportive, is ready to help him go over the civics questions. Together, they'll go through the next set of questions to ensure Mark feels confident for the big day.
All right, Mark, ready to tackle the first 15 questions from the civics test? I'll read each question and give you 3 possible answers. You'll pick the one you think is correct, and then I'll explain why that answer is right. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Let's get started. Question 1. Who is in charge of the executive branch? A. The President. B. The Senate. C. The Speaker of the House.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Correct. The President is in charge of the executive branch, responsible for carrying out laws and overseeing the federal government. Question 2. There were 13 original states. Name 3. A. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire. B. California, Texas, and Florida. C. Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Virginia.
I think the answer is A. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire.
Exactly. These are 3 of the 13 original states that formed the United States after declaring independence from Great Britain. Question 3. Where is the Statue of Liberty? A. New York Harbor. B. Los Angeles Harbor. C. Chicago Harbor.
I think the answer is A. New York Harbor.
Right. The Statue of Liberty stands in New York Harbor, symbolizing freedom and welcoming immigrants arriving by sea to the U.S. Question 4. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The vice president. B. The Secretary of State. C. The Speaker of the House.
I think the answer is A. The Vice President.
Correct. The vice president takes over if the president is unable to continue serving, as outlined in the U.S. Constitution. Question 5. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? A. World War II. B. World War I. C. The Korean War.
I think the answer is A. World War II.
Right. Dwight D. Eisenhower served as a general in World War II before becoming the 34th President of the United States. Question 6. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. A. The Civil War. B. The Gulf War. C. The Spanish-American War.
I think the answer is A. The Civil War.
Exactly. The Civil War, 1861 to 1865, was one of the most significant wars in U.S. history, fought between the North and South over issues like slavery. Question 7. What is the economic system in the United States? A. Command economy. B. Market economy. C. Traditional economy.
I think the answer is B. Market economy.
Correct. The U.S. has a market economy where decisions about production and distribution of goods are made by individuals and businesses based on supply and demand. Question 8. What did the Declaration of Independence do? A. It declared our independence from Great Britain. B. It created the U.S. Constitution. C. It declared war on France.
I think the answer is A. It declared our independence from Great Britain.
Right. The Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson in 1776, formally declared the American colonies independent from British rule. Question 9. What did Susan B. Anthony do? A. Fought for women's rights. B. Wrote the Constitution. C. Fought for civil rights.
I think the answer is A. Fought for women's rights.
Exactly. Susan B. Anthony was a prominent leader in the women's suffrage movement, advocating for women's right to vote, which led to the 19th Amendment. Question 10. What are two cabinet-level positions? A. Attorney General and Vice President. B. Secretary of Education and Secretary of State. C. Speaker of the House and Chief Justice.
I think the answer is B. Secretary of Education and Secretary of State.
Correct. Two examples of cabinet-level positions are the Secretary of Education, who oversees national education policy, and the Secretary of State, who manages foreign affairs. Question 11. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? A. Freed the slaves. B. Ended World War I. C. Gave women the right to vote.
I think the answer is A. Freed the slaves.
Right. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863, declared all slaves in Confederate states to be free. Question 12. Name one state that borders Mexico. A. California. B. New York. C. Maine.
I think the answer is A. California.
Exactly. California borders Mexico, as do other states like Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Question 13. What is the name of the President of the United States now? A. Joe Biden. B. Donald Trump. C. Barack Obama.
I think the answer is B. Donald Trump.
That's right. Donald Trump has just been elected as the president in 2025, while Joe Biden served before. Trump has now returned to office. Question 14. What are the two major political parties in the United States? A. Democratic and Republican. B. Whig and Federalist. C. Libertarian and Green.
I think the answer is A. Democratic and Republican.
Correct. The two major political parties in the U.S. are the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, which have dominated American politics for over 150 years. Question 15. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The Speaker of the House. B. The Chief Justice. C. The Secretary of Defense.
I think the answer is A. The Speaker of the House.
Exactly. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is next in line to become president. Great job, Mark. You've completed the first 15 questions. Keep practicing, and we'll go through the next set soon. You're doing awesome.
Thanks, Anne. I feel much more confident now. Let's tackle the next set next time.
Anne smiles as she closes the civics booklet, feeling proud of Mark's progress. The office feels just a little warmer now, and they're both ready to dive into the next set of questions whenever they're ready. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 2. Next 15 questions explained. The office is buzzing with the usual sounds of busy professionals at work. But in the quiet corner by the window, Anne and Mark continue their journey through the U.S. civics questions. The day has shifted, and the sunlight outside now casts longer shadows over their desks. Mark, now a little more at ease, is eager to push forward with his study session. Anne, ever the dedicated mentor, flips through the pages of the civics booklet and prepares for the next set of questions.
All right, Mark, you've made great progress so far. Ready to tackle the next 15 questions? This round is going to cover some more historical details and constitutional facts, so let's see how well you do.
I'm feeling more confident now. Let's do it.
Awesome. Here we go. Question 16. Why did the colonists fight the British? A. Because of high taxes. B. Because of religious freedom. C. Because of land disputes.
I think the answer is A. Because of high taxes.
Correct. One of the main reasons the colonists fought the British was because of high taxes, such as the Stamp Act and the Tea Act, which they felt were unfair due to their lack of representation in Parliament. Question 17. Name one branch or part of the government. A. The President. B. The Judicial Branch. C. The Supreme Court.
I think the answer is B. The Judicial Branch.
Exactly. The U.S. government is divided into three branches: the executive branch, led by the President, the legislative branch, Congress, and the judicial branch, which includes the courts, like the Supreme Court. Question 18. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? A. John Roberts. B. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. C. Clarence Thomas.
I think the answer is A. John Roberts.
Correct. John Roberts has been serving as the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court since 2005. He presides over the highest court in the land and has a significant role in shaping American law. Question 19. What does the judicial branch do? A. Makes laws. B. Reviews laws. C. Enforces laws.
I think the answer is B. Reviews laws.
Exactly. The judicial branch reviews laws and interprets the Constitution. Courts, like the Supreme Court, have the power to review laws and ensure they are constitutional. Question 20. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? A. The Pacific Ocean. B. The Atlantic Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I think the answer is B. The Atlantic Ocean.
Correct. The Atlantic Ocean is on the east coast of the United States, stretching from the northeastern states down to Florida. Question 21. What are two ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? A. They can vote or they can run for office. B. They can choose their own laws. C. They can join the military.
I think the answer is A. They can vote or they can run for office.
Exactly. Voting and running for office are two key ways that citizens can actively participate in their democracy. It gives people a voice in how the country is governed. Question 22. What major event happened on September 11, 2001 in the United States? A. The assassination of a president. B. Terrorists attacked the United States. C. The signing of a peace treaty.
I think the answer is B. Terrorists attacked the United States.
Right. On September 11, 2001, terrorists hijacked planes and carried out attacks on the World Trade Center in New York and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. This tragic event changed the course of history. Question 23. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? A. To obey the laws of the United States. B. To defend the country with arms. C. To be loyal to the United States.
I think the answer is C. To be loyal to the United States.
Correct. When someone becomes a U.S. citizen, they take an oath to be loyal to the country and support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States. Question 24. What does the President's Cabinet do? A. Advises the President. B. Helps make laws. C. Approves Supreme Court justices.
I think the answer is A. Advises the President.
Exactly. The President's Cabinet consists of the heads of the executive departments and other key officials who advise the President on important matters and help implement policies. Question 25. When was the Constitution written? A. 1776. B. 1787. C. 1791.
I think the answer is B. 1787.
Right. The U.S. Constitution was written in 1787 during the Constitutional Convention, establishing the framework for the government that continues to function today. Question 26. In what month do we vote for president? A. October. B. November. C. December.
I think the answer is B. November.
Exactly. Presidential elections in the U.S. are held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November every 4 years. Question 27. Who is the father of our country? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. Benjamin Franklin. C. George Washington.
I think the answer is C. George Washington.
Correct. George Washington is often called the father of our country for his leadership during the American Revolution and his role in the founding of the United States. Question 28. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? A. Native Americans. B. European settlers. C. African slaves.
I think the answer is A. Native Americans.
Right. Native Americans were the first inhabitants of what is now the United States, living here long before Europeans arrived in the 15th and 16th centuries. Question 29. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? A. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. B. Right to a fair trial and freedom of assembly. C. Right to own property and bear arms.
I think the answer is A. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion.
Exactly. The First Amendment guarantees all people in the U.S. the rights to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and several other fundamental freedoms. Question 30. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? A. The Constitution was written. B. The Declaration of Independence was signed. C. The Bill of Rights was added.
I think the answer is A. The Constitution was written.
Correct. The Constitutional Convention, held in 1787, was where the U.S. Constitution was written to replace the Articles of Confederation and create a stronger central government. Great job, Mark. You've completed the second round of questions. You're really getting the hang of this. Just a few more rounds to go, and you'll be all set.
Thanks, Anne. This is really helping. I'm feeling more and more ready for the test.
Anne gives Mark a warm smile, pleased with the progress he's made. The office is quieter now as the day winds down, but both Anne and Mark know that this productive session has brought them closer to his goal. With each new set of questions, Mark's confidence grows, and they're both ready for the next challenge ahead. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 3. Civics Test Made Easy. The office has become quieter as the afternoon continues. Mark is now deeply immersed in his study session, the papers in front of him filled with notes, while Anne keeps a watchful eye, ready to guide him through the next set of questions. The light outside has shifted, casting a golden hue across the room, and both of them are focused, determined to finish the next chapter of this civics review.
All right, Mark, we're making great strides. We're now moving on to questions 31 through 45. These cover a range of topics, from important historical figures to key concepts in government. Are you ready?
Yes, let's keep going.
Awesome. Let's dive right in. Question 31. Who was the president during the Great Depression and World War II? A. Franklin Roosevelt. B. Herbert Hoover. C. Harry Truman.
I think the answer is A. Franklin Roosevelt.
Exactly. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the president during both the Great Depression and most of World War II. He served from 1933 to 1945, leading the country through these challenging times. Question 32. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. A. Slavery. B. Taxation. C. Military disputes.
I think the answer is A. Slavery.
Correct. Slavery was a primary issue that led to the Civil War. The disagreement between the North and South over slavery's expansion into new states created deep divisions, ultimately leading to the war. Question 33. Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? A. The President. B. The Secretary of Defense. C. The Chief Justice.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Right. The President of the United States is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, responsible for overseeing military operations and making key defense decisions. Question 34. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. A. The Revolutionary War. B. The Civil War. C. The World War.
I think the answer is B. The Civil War.
Correct. The Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was between the Northern States Union and the Southern States Confederacy, primarily over issues like slavery and states' rights. Question 35. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? A. George Washington. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. Benjamin Franklin.
I think the answer is B. Thomas Jefferson.
That's right. Thomas Jefferson was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, which was signed in 1776 to announce the colony's separation from Great Britain. Question 36. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? A. 18 and older. B. 21 and older. C. 25 and older.
I think the answer is A. 18 and older.
Correct. In the United States, citizens must be at least 18 years old to vote in presidential elections, as established by the 26th Amendment in 1971. Question 37. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. A. The Civil War. B. World War II. C. The Mexican-American War.
I think the answer is B. World War II.
Exactly. The United States was involved in World War II from 1941 to 1945, following the attack on Pearl Harbor. It was one of the most significant global conflicts in history. Question 38. What is an amendment? A. A change to the Constitution. B. A law passed by Congress. C. A decision made by the President.
I think the answer is A. A change to the Constitution.
Correct. An amendment is a formal change or addition to the U.S. Constitution. There have been 27 amendments since the Constitution was first written. Question 39. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? A. Because they have more land. B. Because they have more people. C. Because they have more money.
I think the answer is B, because they have more people.
Right. The number of representatives in the House is based on a state's population. States with larger populations have more representatives. Question 40. Who makes federal laws? A. The President. B. Congress. C. The Supreme Court.
I think the answer is B, Congress.
Exactly. Federal laws are made by Congress, which consists of the Senate and a House of Representatives. The President can sign bills into law, but Congress is the legislative body that creates them. Question 41. Name your U.S. representative. A. Answer varies by district. B. Nancy Pelosi. C. Mike Pence.
I think the answer is A. Answer varies by district.
Correct. Every U.S. representative serves a specific district, so the name of your representative depends on where you live. You can find your representative by checking your local district information. Question 42. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I think the answer is A. 2 years.
Right. U.S. representatives are elected to serve 2-year terms. This ensures that they remain accountable to the people they represent. Question 43. Name one state that borders Canada. A. New York. B. Florida. C. Texas.
I think the answer is A. New York.
Correct. New York is one of the states that borders Canada. Other states that share a border with Canada include Alaska, Michigan, and Minnesota. Question 44. What is the highest court in the United States? A. The District Court. B. The Supreme Court. C. The Court of Appeals.
I think the answer is B. The Supreme Court.
Right. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the U.S. It has the final say on matters of constitutional law and can make rulings that affect the entire nation. Question 45. Who is the governor of your state now? A. Answer varies by state. B. Gavin Newsom. C. Ron DeSantis.
I think the answer is A. Answer varies by state.
Correct. The governor of each state is different depending on where you live. You can look up the current governor of your state for the most accurate information. Excellent work, Mark. You've completed another set of questions, and you're doing amazing. The more we go through these, the more prepared you'll be.
Thanks, Anne. This is really starting to feel more like second nature. Let's keep going.
Anne smiles, satisfied with the progress Mark is making. The office is quieter now, and the day is slowly coming to a close, but they both know there's still more work ahead. Mark's confidence has grown with each session, and with just a few more rounds of questions, he'll be ready for the big day. The next set of questions awaits, and they're both eager to tackle it together. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 4, Practice with AI Voice. As the late afternoon light spills through the office windows, the quiet atmosphere shifts. The hum of computers and the soft tapping of keyboards in the background provides a sense of steady productivity. Mark, now feeling more confident, flips through his notes as Anne sits beside him, her encouraging smile a constant reminder of how much progress he's made. With only a few more sets to go, the end of their study session is in sight.
You're doing great, Mark. We're almost halfway through. Ready to dive into the next set?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's keep going.
Awesome. Here we go, the next 15 questions. Question 46. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? A. 7. B. 9. C. 11.
I think the answer is B. 9.
That's right. The Supreme Court consists of 9 justices. This includes 1 Chief Justice and 8 Associate Justices. The number of justices has remained at 9 since 1869, although the number of justices was once set at 6 and later increased. Question 47. What is the supreme law of the land? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Constitution. C. The Declaration of Independence.
I think the answer is B. The Constitution.
Correct. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. It is the foundational legal document of the United States, outlining the structure of government and the rights of citizens. All laws and actions must comply with the Constitution, and when there is a conflict, the Constitution prevails. Question 48. We elect a president for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I think the answer is B. 4 years.
Exactly. A U.S. president serves a 4-year term, and they can be re-elected for 1 additional term, making it possible for a president to serve for a total of 8 years. Presidential elections are held every 4 years, on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. Question 49. When do we celebrate Independence Day? A. January 1st. B. July 4th. C. November 11th.
I think the answer is B. July 4th.
Correct. Independence Day, commonly known as the 4th of July, commemorates the adoption of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. On this day, the 13 colonies declared their independence from Great Britain, marking the beginning of the United States. Question 50. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? A. The Civil Rights Movement. B. The Women's Rights Movement. C. The Labor Movement.
I think the answer is A. The Civil Rights Movement.
That's right. The Civil Rights Movement, especially in the 1950s and 1960s, sought to end racial discrimination and segregation, particularly in the South. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. advocated for equal rights for African Americans, using nonviolent protests to bring about change. Question 51. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. A. Labor Day and Thanksgiving. B. New Year's Day and Christmas. C. Veterans Day and Memorial Day.
I think the answer is B. New Year's Day and Christmas.
Correct. New Year's Day, January 1st, and Christmas, December 25th, are two of the major national holidays celebrated across the United States. These holidays are recognized by the federal government, and many businesses are closed to allow people to observe them. Question 52. We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I think the answer is C. 6 years.
Exactly. U.S. senators serve 6-year terms. Elections for 1/3 of the Senate occur every 2 years, which helps ensure that the Senate remains a stable body while also allowing for fresh representation in the government. Senators represent their entire state. Question 53. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? A. Native Americans. B. Africans. C. Irish immigrants.
I think the answer is B. Africans.
Right. Between the 1600s and the 1800s, Africans were forcibly brought to the American colonies and sold into slavery. This tragic chapter of history had a profound impact on the development of the nation and led to the Civil War in the 1860s, which ultimately abolished slavery. Question 54. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? A. The Atlantic Ocean. B. The Pacific Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I think the answer is B. The Pacific Ocean.
Correct. The Pacific Ocean lies on the western coast of the United States, stretching from California up through Alaska. It's the largest and deepest of the world's oceans, playing a major role in global trade and climate. Question 55. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? A. A specific district. B. All the people of the state. C. The President.
I think the answer is B. All the people of the state.
That's right. Senators represent the people of their entire state, not just a specific district like a member of the House of Representatives. They are elected to represent the interests of the entire population of their state in the Senate. Question 56. What is one reason colonists came to America? A. To escape taxes. B. For freedom. C. To trade spices.
I think the answer is B. For freedom.
Exactly. Many colonists came to America seeking freedom, including religious freedom, freedom from political oppression, and the opportunity to live in a new world where they could make their own laws. This sense of freedom was central to the American spirit. Question 57. What is one important thing Abraham Lincoln did? A. Wrote the Constitution. B. Freed the slaves. C. Signed the Bill of Rights.
I think the answer is B. Freed the slaves.
Correct. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 declared that all slaves in Confederate states were to be freed, a crucial step toward ending slavery in the United States. His leadership during the Civil War helped preserve the Union and ultimately led to the passage of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. Question 58. Name one U.S. territory. A. Puerto Rico. B. Hawaii. C. California.
I think the answer is A. Puerto Rico.
Right. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated U.S. territory. People born in Puerto Rico are U.S. citizens, but the territory does not have voting representation in Congress. Puerto Rico's political status remains a topic of debate. Question 59. Who did the United States fight in World War II? A. Japan, Italy, and Germany. B. France and Spain. C. China and Russia.
I think the answer is A. Japan, Italy, and Germany.
Exactly. The United States fought against the Axis powers, which included Japan, Italy, and Germany, during World War II. The war lasted from 1939 to 1945, and the United States entered the war after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Question 60. How many amendments does the Constitution have? A. 10. B. 15. C. 27.
I think the answer is C. 27.
Correct. The Constitution has been amended 27 times since it was written in 1787. The first 10 amendments are known as the Bill of Rights, which guarantee fundamental rights such as freedom of speech and the right to a fair trial. Great job, Mark. You're really flying through these questions. You've got a solid understanding, and we're nearly done with this session.
Thanks, Anne. I feel so much more confident now. I can't wait to finish up the last set next time.
Anne smiles and makes a note to tackle the final batch of questions in their next session. The office, once again, feels like a space of growth and achievement. Mark is almost there, and with Anne's continued guidance, the finish line is within reach. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 5. Master these 15 questions. Stay until the end. The last question is the most important one. As the late evening draws near, the office becomes quieter, the sunlight fading into soft shadows. The aroma of fresh coffee still lingers in the air as Anne looks up from her notes, checking the clock. Mark leans back in his chair, his mind processing the questions they've gone through so far. The end is within sight, and he can feel the excitement of completing another study session. He's more prepared now than ever.
Almost there, Mark. This next set is a little challenging, but I know you've got it.
I'm feeling good about it. Let's dive in.
Great. Here's the next round. Question 61. How many U.S. senators are there? A. 50. B. 100. C. 200.
I think the answer is B. 100.
Exactly. There are 100 U.S. senators, 2 from each of the 50 states. The Senate is 1/2 of the U.S. Congress, and senators serve 6-year terms. Every state, regardless of population size, gets 2 senators to represent it in the Senate. Question 62. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? A. Liberty and happiness. B. Life and liberty. C. Freedom and equality.
I think the answer is B. Life and liberty.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence, written in 1776, famously states that all men are created equal and are endowed with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These rights form the foundation of American values. Question 63. Why does the flag have 50 stars? A. To represent the 50 founding colonies. B. Because there are 50 states. C. For every president in U.S. history.
I think the answer is B. Because there are 50 states.
That's right. Each star on the flag represents one state in the Union. The 50th star was added in 1960 after Hawaii became the 50th state. The stars are arranged in 9 rows of alternating 5 and 6 stars. Question 64. When must all men register for the Selective Service? A. At age 16. B. At age 18. C. At age 21.
I think the answer is B. At age 18.
Correct. All male U.S. citizens and immigrants between the ages of 18 and 25 are required to register with the Selective Service. This is for potential conscription into the military, although there has been no draft since 1973. Question 65. What is the political party of the president now? A. Democratic Party. B. Republican Party. C. Independent.
I think the answer is B. Republican Party.
Right. The current president is from the Republican Party. The political party of the president often influences the policies and direction of the government during their time in office, though the president also represents all citizens, regardless of political affiliation. Question 66. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? A. The Bill of Rights. B. Federalism. C. Checks and balances.
I think the answer is C. Checks and balances.
Exactly. The system of checks and balances ensures that no one branch of government, executive, legislative, or judicial, becomes too powerful. Each branch has some measure of control over the other branches, preventing abuses of power and maintaining balance. Question 67. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? A. July 4th, 1776. B. July 4th, 1789. C. July 4th, 1607.
I think the answer is A. July 4th, 1776.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence was officially adopted on July 4th, 1776, when the 13 colonies declared their independence from Great Britain. This date is celebrated annually as Independence Day, a key moment in American history. Question 68. What does the Constitution do? A. Establishes the laws of the land. B. Sets up the government. C. Protects the rights of citizens.
I think the answer is B. Sets up the government.
Right. The Constitution is the framework for the United States government. It outlines how the government is structured, the powers of the various branches, and the rights of the people. It was ratified in 1787 and has been amended 27 times. Question 69. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. A. Cherokee. B. Incas. C. Aztecs.
I think the answer is A. Cherokee.
Correct. The Cherokee are one of the many Native American tribes that lived in the U.S. long before European settlers arrived. Today, many tribes are federally recognized and continue to play an important role in American history and culture. Question 70. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? A. To print money. B. To declare war. C. To give a driver's license.
I think the answer is C. To give a driver's license.
Exactly. Under the 10th Amendment, powers not specifically given to the federal government are reserved for the states. For example, states are responsible for issuing driver's licenses, setting up education systems, and managing local law enforcement. Question 71. What is the rule of law? A. The government is above the law. B. The law applies equally to all. C. The law applies to citizens, but not to officials.
I think the answer is B. The law applies equally to all.
Correct. The rule of law means that no one, no matter how powerful, is above the law. It ensures that laws are applied fairly and impartially to all citizens and government officials alike. Question 72. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? A. The government. B. The flag. C. The United Nations.
I think the answer is B. The flag.
Right. The Pledge of Allegiance is a promise of loyalty to the flag and, by extension, the United States of America. It reflects national unity and allegiance to the principles that the nation stands for, including liberty and justice for all. Question 73. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? A. Louisiana. B. Alaska. C. Hawaii.
I think the answer is A. Louisiana.
Correct. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 was a land deal between the United States and France, in which the U.S. acquired approximately 828,000 square miles of territory, which doubled the size of the country at the time. Question 74. What is one of your state's U.S. senators now? A. Mike Johnson. B. Nancy Pelosi. C. Answer varies by state.
I think the answer is C. Answer varies by state.
Exactly. The name of your state's U.S. senators can change depending on where you live. Each state has 2 senators, and their names will be different based on the state you are in. Question 75. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? A. He fought for civil rights. B. He created the U.S. Constitution. C. He fought in the Civil War.
I think the answer is A. He fought for civil rights.
Correct. Martin Luther King Jr. was a central figure in the civil rights movement, advocating for racial equality and justice through nonviolent protests. His leadership and his famous "I Have a Dream" speech helped bring about landmark changes in U.S. law, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. You're doing awesome, Mark. Just a few more to go, and we'll be wrapping up. Ready for the final stretch?
Absolutely. Let's finish strong.
The office feels quieter now, with Mark feeling both a sense of accomplishment and the anticipation of completing the next and final set of questions. Anne, satisfied with his progress, watches as he prepares for the last challenge. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 6, Animated Guide to Pass. Watch till the end and test yourself. Can you answer all 15 questions correctly? The clock on the wall ticks softly, its rhythmic sound blending with the low hum of office chatter. Anne finishes up a few last-minute emails, then turns to Mark, who's adjusting his glasses and flipping through his notes one final time. He's done well so far, but they both know the last stretch is crucial. A sense of accomplishment has filled the air, but there's a quiet urgency now.
Just a little more, Mark. We're almost there.
I can feel it. Let's finish this off.
All right, here we go. These next questions might test your recall a bit more, but you've got this. Question 76. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? A. Nancy Pelosi. B. Mike Johnson. C. Mitch McConnell.
I think the answer is B. Mike Johnson.
Correct. Mike Johnson is currently the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The Speaker is second in line to the presidency, after the Vice President, and plays a key role in guiding legislation through the House. Question 77. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? A. Because there are 13 stars on the flag. B. Because there were 13 original colonies. C. To represent the 13 years of independence.
I think the answer is B. Because there were 13 original colonies.
Exactly. The 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies that declared independence from Great Britain. The stripes alternate red and white, symbolizing the unity of those colonies in their fight for independence. Question 78. There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. A. Only men can vote. B. Any citizen can vote. C. Only people with land can vote.
I think the answer is B. Any citizen can vote.
That's right. One of the key amendments is the 15th Amendment, which guarantees the right to vote regardless of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Other amendments expanded voting rights to women and people over 18, ensuring that voting is a right for all citizens. Question 79. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? A. To tax citizens. B. To make treaties. C. To issue driver's licenses.
I think the answer is B. To make treaties.
Correct. One power of the federal government is to make treaties with other countries. This power helps the U.S. maintain relationships with other nations and establish international agreements on trade, defense, and more. Question 80. Who signs bills to become laws? A. The Speaker of the House. B. The President. C. The Chief Justice.
I think the answer is B. The President.
Right. After a bill passes both the House and the Senate, the President has the power to sign it into law or veto it. This process ensures that laws are thoroughly considered before being enacted. Question 81. What is freedom of religion? A. The government controls all religious institutions. B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. C. Only certain religions are allowed.
I think the answer is B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion.
Correct. Freedom of religion, guaranteed by the First Amendment, allows individuals to choose their faith or choose not to follow any religion at all. This principle is central to American values of tolerance and personal freedom. Question 82. What is the name of the national anthem? A. America the Beautiful. B. The Star-Spangled Banner. C. God Bless America.
I think the answer is B. The Star-Spangled Banner.
Exactly. The Star-Spangled Banner became the national anthem in 1931. Written by Francis Scott Key, it tells the story of the defense of Fort McHenry during the War of 1812 and has since become a symbol of national pride and unity. Question 83. What is the capital of the United States? A. New York City. B. Washington, D.C. C. Philadelphia.
I think the answer is B. Washington, D.C.
Correct. Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States, is a unique federal district, not part of any state. It's home to important government buildings like the White House, the Capitol, and the Supreme Court. Question 84. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? A. Mike Pence. B. Kamala Harris. C. J.D. Vance.
I think the answer is C. J.D. Vance.
That's right. J.D. Vance is currently serving as the Vice President of the United States. He was elected to this position in the 2024 election following a successful campaign. J.D. Vance, who is known for his background as a businessman and author, has stepped into this leadership role, replacing Kamala Harris. The vice president works closely with the president, serving as their primary assistant and stepping in as president if the current president is unable to serve. Question 85. Name one right only for United States citizens. A. The right to a fair trial. B. The right to vote in a federal election. C. The right to work in any job.
I think the answer is B. The right to vote in a federal election.
Correct. Voting in federal elections is a right reserved for U.S. citizens, while legal immigrants can vote in some state and local elections. Only citizens can participate in presidential elections and congressional races. Question 86. The idea of self-government is in the first three words of the Constitution. What are these words? A. We the people. B. We the government. C. In God we trust.
I think the answer is A. We the people.
Correct. We the people begins the preamble to the Constitution and emphasizes the principle of self-government. It signifies that the power of government comes from the consent of the governed, the citizens of the United States. Question 87. Who vetoes bills? A. The President. B. The Senate. C. The Supreme Court.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Right. The President has the authority to veto bills passed by Congress, which prevents them from becoming law unless Congress overrides the veto with a 2/3 majority vote in both the House and Senate. Question 88. What is the capital of your state? A. New York City. B. Los Angeles. C. Answer varies by state.
I think the answer is C. Answer varies by state.
Exactly. The capital of each state is different, and it depends on where you live. For example, the capital of New York is Albany, while the capital of California is Sacramento. It's always a good idea to know your state's capital, as it plays a key role in the state's government. Question 89. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? A. The right to vote. B. The right to own property. C. Freedom of speech.
I think the answer is C. Freedom of speech.
Correct. The First Amendment guarantees several fundamental freedoms, including the freedom of speech. This right allows people to express their opinions and ideas without fear of government retaliation. Question 90. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. A. Thomas Jefferson. B. John Adams. C. John Jay.
I think the answer is C. John Jay.
Correct. John Jay, along with Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, wrote the Federalist Papers, a series of essays that argued in favor of ratifying the U.S. Constitution. These papers helped persuade states to adopt the Constitution and are still studied for their insights into American government. That's it, Mark. We've covered all the questions. How do you feel?
Honestly, I feel pretty confident. Thanks for guiding me through all of this. I think I'm ready for anything now.
You absolutely are. You've done great work. Now, let's take a break and enjoy the evening. You've earned it.
The two of them share a brief moment of satisfaction, knowing that they've conquered another challenge. The soft click of Mark's pen marks the official end of their study session, and the office starts to empty as they head out into the night, ready for whatever comes next. 2025 USCIS 100 Civics Questions, Part 7, Final 10 plus Bonus 5 questions. Stay with me. I have a special bonus question at the end. Anne and Mark sit side by side at their desks, the last rays of the evening sun filtering through the office windows. The energy in the room feels different now. It's no longer one of rushing and preparing for the test. Instead, it's a quiet focus, a sense of anticipation as they near the finish line.
We're almost there, Mark. This is the final stretch. Let's power through these last questions.
I can feel the end in sight. I'll get them all, Anne. Thanks for helping me all this way.
Of course, you've done most of the work already. Let's wrap this up. Question 91. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Civil Rights Amendments. C. The Freedom Amendments.
I think the answer is A. The Bill of Rights.
Correct. The Bill of Rights includes the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution and guarantees fundamental rights like freedom of speech, religion, and protection against unfair government actions. Question 92. What are the two parts of the U.S. Congress? A. The Senate and the House of Representatives. B. The House of Commons and the Senate. C. The House of Lords and the Senate.
I think the answer is A. The Senate and the House of Representatives.
Exactly. The U.S. Congress consists of two chambers, the Senate with 100 members and the House of Representatives with 435 members. Together, they make the laws for the country. Question 93. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? A. June 15th. B. April 15th. C. December 31st.
I think the answer is B. April 15th.
Correct. April 15th is the deadline for sending in federal income tax forms. If that date falls on a weekend or holiday, the deadline is extended to the next business day. Question 94. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? A. 100. B. 435. C. 500.
I think the answer is B. 435.
Right. The House of Representatives has 435 voting members. These members represent districts within each state, and their number is based on the population of each state. Question 95. Name one of the two longest rivers in the United States. A. The Mississippi River. B. The Colorado River. C. The Rio Grande River.
I think the answer is A. The Mississippi River.
Correct. The Mississippi River is one of the longest rivers in the U.S., along with the Missouri River. Together, they form one of the largest river systems in North America. Question 96. Who was the first president? A. George Washington. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. Benjamin Franklin.
I think the answer is A. George Washington.
Exactly. George Washington was the first president of the United States and played a crucial role in the country's founding, both as a military leader during the Revolution and as the first head of state. Question 97. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? A. Nuclear war. B. Communism. C. Terrorism.
I think the answer is B. Communism.
Correct. The Cold War was primarily a political and military standoff between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, centered around the spread of communism and the threat of nuclear conflict. Question 98. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? A. He was a U.S. diplomat. B. He invented the light bulb. C. He was the first president.
I think the answer is A. He was a U.S. diplomat.
Right. Benjamin Franklin was an influential founding father and served as a diplomat in France during the Revolutionary War, helping to secure critical French support for the American cause. Question 99. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? A. To pay taxes. B. To serve on a jury. C. To serve in the military.
I think the answer is B. To serve on a jury.
Correct. Serving on a jury is a responsibility that's only required of U.S. citizens. It's part of a citizen's duty to participate in the justice system, ensuring fair trials for all. Question 100. Who was president during World War I? A. Woodrow Wilson. B. Theodore Roosevelt. C. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
I think the answer is A. Woodrow Wilson.
Right. Woodrow Wilson was president during World War I. His leadership was instrumental in shaping the post-war world, including his proposal for the League of Nations, which laid the groundwork for the United Nations. Question 101. What year did the United States land the first man on the moon? A. 1969. B. 1959. C. 1979.
I think the answer is A. 1969.
Correct. The U.S. landed the first man on the moon on July 20, 1969, during the Apollo 11 mission. Neil Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," marked a historic achievement in space exploration. Question 102. What is the national flower of the United States? A. Rose. B. Tulip. C. Daisy.
I think the answer is A. Rose.
Right. The rose was declared the national flower of the United States in 1986. It's a symbol of the country's beauty and its enduring strength. Question 103. What is the largest state in the U.S. by land area? A. Texas. B. Alaska. C. California.
I think the answer is B. Alaska.
Correct. Alaska is by far the largest state in the U.S. It's more than twice the size of Texas, making it the biggest by land area. Question 104. What was the original name of New York City? A. New Amsterdam. B. New Albion. C. New London.
I think the answer is A. New Amsterdam.
Right. New York City was originally called New Amsterdam when it was founded by Dutch settlers in the 1600s. The English took control of the area in 1664 and renamed New York after the Duke of York. Question 105. What is the tallest mountain in the United States? A. Mount Whitney. B. Mount Rushmore. C. Denali.
I think the answer is C. Denali.
Exactly. Denali, located in Alaska, is the tallest mountain in North America, standing at 20,310 feet above sea level. It's known for its extreme weather conditions and rugged terrain, making it a challenging peak to climb. Mark, we've made it 105 questions down, and you've crushed every one of them.
I'm honestly amazed. I thought I'd get lost in the details, but you helped me stay on track. Thanks for guiding me, Anne.
You did all the hard work. I just kept the momentum going. You're ready for anything now, Mark. This test doesn't stand a chance.
Mark stands up, stretching with a satisfied smile. The room is quiet now, the last few minutes of their study session echoing in his mind. The final answers were just the beginning of his new chapter, one where he would face challenges head-on and succeed. As they walk out of the office, the sounds of the city fade into the distance. Whatever happens next, Mark is ready. And for Anne, it's just another victory in a day full of small triumphs.